I'll be using this bodice pattern for this baby dress. I already made a video on how to make a bodice pattern for a baby. Please check it out. I also have a video on how to cut flare, so I've gone ahead to cut the flare for the dress. This is a 180-degree flare. I've gone ahead to cut this fabric also. The length is 80 inches. This length here is 6 inches. I'm going to be using 6 inches, so I have 7 inches here. At the end of the day, I'm going to have 6 inches, and the length, like I said, is 80. It's very long, so I'm going to cut 2 of this. This is the second piece. This is what I'll be using to do the upper flare effect. Then this is my bodice. The front bodice from the neckline, I'm going to draw a line into the armhole, and I'm going to cut it out to create the one shoulder effect. By the way, this is the wrong side of the fabric, not the right side of the fabric. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have the shoulder on the left part. Then for the back piece, I'm going to pin where I have my zip allowance. I'll pin it down. Then I'm going to cut it so it can fit this front bodice. So some people cut their own this way. They place the front on it and then they cut the same shape. But I won't be cutting mine this way. I'll be cutting it another way that is easier for me, so that I won't have to put my zip by the side. I want to put the zip at the back, and I don't want to have this slanted line at the back. So what I'm going to do, from the armhole, I'm going to draw a line, a straight line across the back, another line from the shoulder downwards into the first line I drew. So this way it will be easy for me to fix my zip. The zip parts will be equal, the length will be equal, it won't be slanted. One will not be higher than the other. Now I'm going to cut the lace material for the front part of the bodice. So I'm placing the plain material on the lace in such a way that the plain material, the right side of the plain material is facing the wrong side of the lace. Let me repeat that. The right side of the plain material will be facing the wrong side of the lace. So that is the proper placement for this. So for the back piece, I'm going to be doing the same. I'm going to place the right side of the plain material on the wrong side of the lace. So I'm going to arrange them the way I want them to be on this lace material. So this is what the back looks like, and this is the front. I placed the lace in such a way that it gave me this design. So I've gone ahead to cut lining for it. I'm going to sandwich the lace in between the plain material and the lining, and I'm going to sew the armhole and the side. I'll sew the back where I have the zip and the neckline, but I'll leave the shoulder and I'll leave the waist area. For this piece also, I'm going to sew both sides, and I will sew the neckline area, but I'll leave the waist. For this second piece, I'm going to leave only the waist. I'll be sewing by 0.5 inch all through. Then for this front piece, I'm going to sew the neckline a slanted line, which is the neckline. Then I'm going to sew this side. I'll sew the armhole. I'll be using 0.5 inch, but I won't be sewing the shoulder and I won't be sewing the waist area. This is the piece of fabric I'm going to use to do the upper flare effect, the one that is standing. So I've gone ahead to sew the edge. I've joined the two together. I used the 0.5 inch, and then I'm going to place my crinoline on it. This crinoline is 2 inches. It's a 2 inches crinoline. So I'm going to place it. I'm going to open this fabric. I have to open it. Then the part that will serve as my lining, that is where I'm going to place this crinoline. Not the one that will be at the front, the one that will be inside, that will serve as the lining. So I'll place it on the edge that way, and I will sew it on the edge close to the seam line I already made. Then at the upper part of the crinoline, I'm going to place the crinoline again, and I'm going to sew it on top of it. So I'm doubling my crinoline, so it's going to be like almost 4 inches at the end of the day. So when I sew that first one close to the edge of the seam allowance I already made, I'll place it all over again on it and sew it again, so it will pick the two for me. You will see it when I'm done. So this is my flare. I'm going to tidy the edge first. I'll do that round using 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch to sew it. Then I'll place this on it, and then I'll sew on the edge here and sew at the top there. So when I want to sew this at the top, because it is a straight piece, it won't go well with the curve of the flare. So I have to make small pleats at the top, so that this straight piece of lace can curve and fit into the flare. So when I'm sewing the lower part, the one close to the edge of the flare, I won't plait it, but at the upper part I have to plait it. This is my bodice. I'm done sewing it, so I'm going to notch the armhole and then the neckline area. Then I'm going to turn it inside out. I'm going to notch this corner. I forgot to notch that corner. I have to notch that corner, the neckline, so that it will be easy when I turn it inside out. I'm going to take the front piece and the back piece and place them together at the shoulder area. Right sides facing each other. Then I'm going to bend the back piece into the front piece. I'll dip it inside the front piece, then go in and pick it. I'm trying to sew the two together at the shoulder, so I'll pick it and adjust it. I'll adjust it inside and sew the two together. I'll be using 0.5 to sew the shoulder, so I'll sew it here by 0.5 inch. That's sewing. This is what it looks like. Now I'm going to turn it inside out and bring it out. Now my shoulder has been joined together. I'm going to place the second side of the back piece on it. Then I'm going to sew it by the side. Whatever my side seam allowance is, that is what I will use to sew it by the side, both sides. So this is what the inside of that piece of fabric looks like the one I attached the crinoline, and this is the double crinoline I was talking about. So this is the way I attached it. Like I said, I put it on the part of the fabric that will serve as the lining. Then I've gone ahead to press it with my iron. Then I'm going to make my pleats. I won't be doing this type of pleats, the normal pleat that we already know, the knife pleat. I'm going to double my pleat. I'm going to do inverted pleats, and when I'm making the pleats, I will double the pleats. I won't just pleat it once. This is my flare. I've gone ahead to attach my lace, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to get the middle at the waist and I'll notch it. Then I'll take the fabric with the crinoline. I'll get the middle also and I'll notch it. Then place it on the notch on the flare and pin it down. So I'll try to make pleats by each sides of the flare on the waist. Like I said, the pleat, I won't just pleat once. I'll double my pleat so that I can have that standing effect. If I pleat it once, it won't really stand. But when I make the pleat, I make another one on top of it, so it is doubled. So that is the secret to make the pleats to stand. So I'll be making inverted pleats on this side, from the notch at the middle to the side where I'm going to put the zip. I'll be making inverted pleats, the one we call kissing pleat, while on the other side I'll also make inverted pleats. After pleating it, this is what it looks like. You can see the double pleat I was talking about.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please kindly like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here, and click the notification bell. Thank you.